Okay, I hit record. Here's what I'm doing. Take you guys along for the ride. I started this Photoshop image where I put my previous image, this one, I guess I should show it here. This image. So, of the ammonite, where I tried to associate label the innards by the description here. So siphuncular, core muscle, siphuncle. So siphuncle. So basically, I made this and I realized I need to like precise. Like if essentially I was gonna start drawing on here. La la la, la la la, and like label over here. But I started to go to this map and I went like this. I was like, okay, right here. Where are we anyway? Right here. So I wrote down 140.60 minus 23.91. So that's pretty close to what I am getting here. I mean, it's not exact, but we're in that region here and then going up this way. Maybe I can even put a second. Let's get a second location at this corner. Let's go do that. Corner is one corner. Siphuncle. One corner. 139.65 minus 21.41. Okay. Okay. Maybe even this one. 194. Feel free to just hit plus 10 seconds over and over. That would be my recommendation because I'm not editing. Okay, so let's put this in. Minus 23.901. It's got to be the other way in between the maps, and it's here. So this is basically where I was approximating the entry point to the Siphuncle. Was here. Let's see what the center of this is. I was looking into Australia. Okay, we got I'll just bring this over. Hopefully that should work. Okay, there we go. Minus 24.19. There. So the center of it's like around here. So it looks like it's actually generally here. Is this here? So we're looking at it right here, right here. So this is like the Siphuncle inlet of this region. So that's why I decided to record, because it was a national park at the inlet. I was like, are we gonna keep finding interesting things? So let's put in minus 21.41. That's it's very red. Okay, we see maybe some channel here. This is that corner, right? Where it bends. Can we find that national park again? Was it here? There it is. So it goes this way. here. And then it goes up this way to the coastline. Up this way to the coastline. So this path is basically from here, over here, and then over here. So this kind of... Okay, so... The surface features don't correlate directly. I'm just thinking about it. Let's maybe just move on from this one. I'll just note the location. I was hoping there would be something I could landmark it. I don't really want to say Duchess. That seems a little too far. Okay, so that's the Siphuncle path, generally speaking, here. And then around the coastline, it gets in, so maybe it's even physically carving the... like, at the surface? Not even... No, I don't know. No, it's below the surface. This is still below the surface, I think. Although, when I was looking into some of these videos on Australia, it sounds like there was water there initially. Like, it was also kind of like an ocean. And so... maybe is some aspect to it that I'm not accounting for, but where it maybe did have at the surface. Like here, it look like this might actually be correlated, although it really seems almost entirely disconnected. But there's when like more is accounted for in the structure. Let's go back. Okay. So, next one, let's look it up. Nucleus present center. The present center of the nucleus is 20 minus 24.45, 132.12. Okay, which is like right here, basically. Minus, where did I put nucleus present center? 132.12. Yeah, pretty much. 24.45. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. It's generally there. Okay, so we're generally looking at the center of that nucleus type structure here. That's interesting. Above it is like a basin looking structure of a Lysin gang ring, atom type thing. Maybe even it's actual pole or something, like a particle's pole in there. It's like, I don't know, like resting on this support structure, but a particle within the crust, like where this is like kind of a support structure generally below the crust of the continental crust, at the level of the oceanic crust. That's a support structure to the continental crust. So the continental crust maybe has a particle resting in this like basin that has a physical North Pole that is here kind of thing, and it's just kind of has a galactic disk around it of the continental crust of Australia, basically, with like supporting systems of another one over here and another one down here, according to this map over here, basically. Down here, this one's more eye-like this one. This one, it just looks more like... Okay, but I also put in the opening here, so let's go back to the Siphuncle, these like channels, because here we found a national park, so maybe we'll find a national park here, some similar feature, but I think this is an inlet for current underneath, where this is an outlet, so maybe here we'll have variation, but it may be something that shows it's like differentiated. Just noticing these like things in the sand here. Before I zoom out. So I'll take a gander. Interesting. They're like potholing this. Is this man? This isn't man-made, is it? No. No way. Maybe. No way, man. Like, that looks real. Whatever that is. Maybe not. There's some rain or something that was in one image but not another. Okay, so now how far out do we zoom? This is the outlet. So over here we see the inlet, and over here's the outlet. So between them is a bunch of salt looking coloration, like white. Ooh. So like the outlet maybe was above the surface, brought down this way. It seems like it had an outlet here that then kind of went like before this opened, pretty much here, or more so here, between. This was kind of here. This was against South America. Adjacent here. I think this was along here to a degree. I'm not sure exactly. It's also this. So I would say these national parks, because they're kind of like an outlet region, are essentially reflective of that Siphuncle potentially. It's not as directly atop it. Okay, let's go to this one. This is interesting. Maybe I should check out whatever that is. I'm not sure what to make of it. It's almost like this thing that looks like an eye actually has an arm, an arm, an arm, and is more like a spiral that was physically rotating counter to this spiral. Like this was spiraling generally this way. The current going up this way, wrapping around this way, coming out this way. But this was spiraling also that way, I guess. Current going this way, hitting that, so bending off this way and wrapping around here. So there was another spiral here. That looks like a storm. And then there's the figure 8 magnetic field structures around. This one goes all the way down here, actually. Out here. And then actually cut across here initially. Or down through here, I'm not sure. Okay, so... let's just find this third Siphuncle that I wrote down. Minus 26.37, 135.64. Okay, this thing is I'm not sure I'd call it necessarily a Siphuncle. That's good. It was by some features that are like named. I'm not sure what to make of it. It's almost like a secondary outlet down here. Yeah, it was an outlet here, and then there's a further outlet, like a inner ring outlet and an outer ring outlet. Inner ring outlet comes out here, outer here. I'm not sure why. Maybe it like is getting pushed this way, and that causes it to bend around the corner. I can't do it. Around the corner. I can't do it. Sorry. Athene. I think that's his name. Okay. But I think it must be influencing. Like if the current continues straight but is slightly bent below, would it cause a higher amount of bending above? Where they're like bent here, but up there it's like really bent. Maybe like from below it can kind of bend. I think it was from over here to go more this way. Plus with just resistance present. Then here's that other outlet. So there's one outlet here. Let's go back. Going above the nucleus and then below the nucleus. The nucleus we saw was where this thing is, I believe. I believe is right next to this, so like here is the center. Although it looks like it's not balanced. And like the center is a little more mass to the north of the center, so that doesn't kind of match what we see here. Like this is really where it's supported, the north half. The bottom half, it's kind of just like got like a couple points of contact, but it's relatively speaking, I mean, points of contact is an entire crust of an entire continent, but relative to the actual region here, it's not quite as much. Like over here probably is a point of contact, for instance, where it's just applying like pressure upward and then just inducing currents, while the surrounding area can like slack around the support structure. Okay, so we found, though, this third Siphuncle thing here, so that makes sense, maybe, that these two, as two outlets, with an inlet over here, where was it? Here. Inlet here, like up here, so here, generally. Inlet, outlet, outlet, current going this way, generally. Over here, like up to the Siphuncle, generally just going up, 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 up. But then over here, it's not like reaching it, because especially maybe once this happens at some point, and it blocks off the current from being able to get in here as easily, although it probably was necessary to block off this region. So it may be that like this structure had a different inlet over here, and like it changes across time, even where like this structure was previously here, and then this was previously here, and this was previously here, and it just created, like, transformed the next thing into this next phase. So like this moves over here, becomes more of an eye, and then with the thing out here, but it just didn't have enough energy to do that, so this is where it is. But maybe for a time, like, it was moving the boundary of how far in this current could get this way, to make it more bend away this way. Because maybe they were legitimately crossing around this place here, because there's a current coming across this way, and then another current coming up this way, but maybe initially they were meeting at a 90-degree angle, pretty much, like more in a manner of these currents. I don't know. And then it filled with blockage that forced the change in the direction of the currents. It really does occur like that, like Sarastra, where current, it's just basically like a plane with some boundaries to it, had a current flow within it, and then accumulate on the side, but the current just kept flowing, so then there's this mound, and the current then is directed around the mound. And in this case, it's being directed by a storm, but the vortex moves over here to like correct, so it can direct more into an outlet. And just as it does this whole region is being shaped by the currents being essentially mounded and creating like resistance where it's mounded, and so it goes around the resistance and fills the region with currents that shape mounds and etc. And the same thing's going on here. in this whole region. So it's possible that there was a period when it came across more at like this. It may even be that, because it is kind of like it came in this way. This was attached here, so that current's coming in this way from Africa through like this. This is the southern tip of Africa here. I know it's hard to see, but across here, and then no ocean through South America, no ocean through the Antarctica. So maybe initially it wasn't quite going so like bent this way until it started to fill. Like maybe if put pressure further this way, I don't know. Just thinking what happened with Antarctica. Because there's a current coming in here, it looks like, actually, right there. So maybe it went across like that, into Australia, and then that current coming across just kind of bent it back. So then it went in here and just kind of filled this until that current then coming across this way began to get pushed more and more this way and just filled this region. And then it reached the point where it just had no more space to fill, and the only space left to fill was anywhere in the globe was really by breaking the bonds of all the continental crust, like Chicxulub, Nader Crater, and other craters that were caused at the boundaries of continents when they broke apart from one another. Okay, let's keep looking. So we did find a national park pretty proximal to this, right? Something of a... I thought it was even closer than that. Closer than that. Something like right here. So this is another Siphuncle region right around here, maybe. Like that thing, maybe even exactly. Like, I wonder if it has a path. This Siphuncle, the bottom one. This one here. If this is here, let's see. Lake. It's all lake. Four, 7, 7, 1, 3, 0, 8, 9. Ones. Okay. Let's just look on the map where 24, 7, 7 is there. That's real high. 130 is also pretty close to there. So it's up here. So it's not. It's up here. It's like it's cooling the nucleus. Then. It's so much work to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. One of those things that I just cannot develop myself, although, yeah, maybe. I haven't really, I just assumed I could never do it. Make, like, Google Maps and that map together. There's no way. That takes resources. Plain and simple. Support. Pardon me. This is true. It's just fucking true. Okay. Before I go emo mode, let's go. Uh, 127. That's 4.5. 127.93. This should be the other, this region. Let's see. Around here, I guess? It's around here. I guess I was doing the center of this, like, anti-lobe to this lobe. It's kind of like that, right? Like, this looks almost even like this shape. Like, it took one and divided it into two parts. Divided it. Is it like a dividing line here? I mean, that seems to be in line. I might not have measured this right then. A little confused. Because I found this one. Yeah, that's what was near the other Siphuncle. I just wanted to write down anything named. I mean, it just means, especially in national, like for its geology. Not just because people live there, but named because it's like cool in terms of like its features geologically. I know I'm an ass. We can accept that. Okay, good. What do you mean we're not cool? Where we live in a city, think it's not cool here? You don't even know all the details, bro. Fuck noobs. It's true. Far left outer. Then I put far left outer, which is I measured to around here. So the boundary of this region. Let's say left inner. Okay, this region. So let's start here. Maybe I should also find this again. So this is going to be the center of the present nucleus. And then the previous nucleus center is where we just looked. And then the boundary here. It's interesting. It's almost like a mirror too, like right across this boundary line right here. There's so much physics going on, guys. People better at physics than me, honestly, in their own ways. Obviously, I have something to add to physics. Significant, relevant, but there's certainly times where some, like seasoned vets could really provide some rapid progress to the things I get stuck on. Like, I see there's physics here. And maybe I can, like, speak about it, but I can't necessarily make the conclusions anyone else can. I mean, it's just, I'm not you. Whoever may be seeing this and be like, oh, coming to, like, some thoughts. Like, it takes all kinds. Takes all kinds. Okay. Let's start with this center, because that looks kind of like the center of both of them right there. So okay, let's see. I know this is a little boring, maybe. Where we got? Okay, well, double marked. It's a pretty big deal when it gets double marked. Right there. So that was there. The center of that one was around there. The center of them both is here, and then I guess that was this. Yeah, that was around the center of the other one. I think that was over here somewhere. So interestingly, we have this divide here. I don't know what to make of that exactly. Like a fan, a single finger, maybe. I don't know. Jaw. So this is here. Maybe I can mark this. Like, now I know where that is. So let's go ahead and just, I almost need to do this several times. Like different scales. Now that you see me putting it over top the whole thing, let's make it real tiny. Okay, maybe something visible. Essentially, that was, it's even hard to tell already just at that scale. That's the center of them both there. So, generally here is this structure. I might have been doing, no, I think that's good because this is kind of the center here. Nucleus present right inner 130. It's pretty much a straight line, so that's good. They're like straight across. Note also, it seems. Right nucleus, right inner. Okay, this is the inside of the nucleus. Like, I believe I was putting here 135.33. So around here, yeah, around this portion. And then out here, I'll measure. So around here. Center boundaries. That's how big this thing is. just its radius. Oops. I will figure it out. Okay, right, pretty much the base of that. So that's not. I thought I went too far. I thought I went too far. Okay, so we got that top half there. Let's go back and see. Is there some like feature here? 136.61, 24.32. I'm not sure if that was at all or 130. Okay, yeah, good enough. Okay, starting from there, we goes to around here, which interestingly we do see these, whatever this is this water again? Or somewhere that water was more so than elsewhere, at the least. So it went kind of from, I think, here to here, like that, kind of like something in that range. And then there's, the shape goes kind of up. That's there to go with that, or to go there, I guess. Something like that. So there should be something more to it like this, even. Maybe generally there, I don't know. Maybe up to there. Let's see. 134.75. 23.75. 23.63. Okay, so we're going from that, like, water stuff or whatever that is. Not the right place. 23. Whoa, that's cool. Not really. So it went from here to here. This structure with like an outer casing type thing going on. So I guess that's this. That's more so the interior that I was mapping. So, Star Desert. It's almost would be beneficial to literally draw this. Like sit here and be like, I think I found that around here. So like, like this. And just like sit here drawing this kind of thing. It's pretty dense there. Seems like it goes from here. It looks like it goes here. That might be like the bottom. This is what it looks like. Let's see. Like it goes past it. There. Oh, maybe not bent. It's hard to say on this image. Kind of generally past it and then more down. Let's see if that's right. I just drew that. This is probably so boring. Who's gonna watch this? It's more so, I more so feel like putting it in video format to show, like, it's just two maps that I'm looking at, like, people can find other things that I'm not finding for sure, and how I'm finding them. So the current went that way. Let's get this out of here. Like, what a terrain. Just littered with cool stuff that happens. Nothing really looking very habitable, of course, but like that doesn't even look real. That looks like you could just fall through. Like, what the? That's incredible. Straight up just painted. Just like brush strokes. What happened here? It's like the souls of the gods or something. Oh. That's crazy. Like, what? What kind of explanation is given to this? It's so incredible, it demands more than erosion and coincidence. Sure, some other additional features, but like, that's what it boils down to. Well, with wind, water, sand, heart. Our powers combined. Coincidence. Like what? Whoa. Reminds me of this Shalagram snake eye. It's not really as cool snake-like, but it has. I feel like it has a snake eye, like that. There's actually a current that tends to propagate in a shape like this. That has an eye. Tends to have eyes, and this eye has like shapes around it. I noticed earlier in the last video. This is just reminding me of that, although it's like with a mouth that's just like started to open. Jaw, bottom jaw, eye. Let's zoom out. Okay, what do we got here? I really didn't do a thing of this yet, and I even closed the tab because I forgot what I was doing entirely. I guess I should just end this at this point. You guys see what I'm up to in this video. I'll maybe get back to you with some progress. I know like a lot of people would just turn this into a montage, like a reasonable person, and not put people through the torture, but that's a lot of work, dudes. I'm on to the next stuff like yesterday, like all the time. I'm already like Baja BC. I gotta get back to that, but getting stuck on this Australia side of it for a bit here. That's how it seems to go. Hawaii, Mount Grenard. Like it's always just like I'll be back. So anyway, so it's hard to like make time to make videos. I was thinking about making a video. Like I could. I easily could make another like Dwarka type video where I'm not just talking. I'm actually writing a script practically, and like taking a picture, editing the screen, making it how I want it to be as best as I can, recording words over top it so I'm not even visible, and making like a documentary almost where I'm like, here's the currents flowing, and here's how this formed, and here we see the East African Rift, and just do like a flyover and like showing the currents crossing, currents going this way, there, vibrate, like feasible to just do a whole video just slowly but surely, and then like each feature of this region, so many features. Oh my god, I could just I don't even know how I could do that without taking like an entire season of content and making like 20 documentary type things out of my content from this underground science videos, like to make it into like new content like Dwarka, like, or it's not just underground science, me talking to myself, being an ass, but more like these, all these ones. Not this, this one, this one, this one. It's just more tedious. It's more strenuous on my computer. It's easy to just hit record and post. I know it's not as like beneficial to the listener, and there's a lot of dead space and wasted. Like I shouldn't be so inefficient, but I hope that like it's worth it. It's not like I'm the only one that could ever talk about these subjects. It's just I'm the only one willing to, because no one wants to like practically like admit to my, I don't want to say position or whatever, my just awareness in the realms of things that they aren't as studied on in some ways, because I've studied so many subjects. Like it means I'm exposed to a lot of potentials. Sure, I don't know as much about any of the subjects in just sheer amount of information, but like that doesn't mean that I don't know like more valid information in some ways. Like if we know a bunch of false information, it's not useful in a lot of ways. It's useful in exposure and in awareness of things that it provides, but it's not like the same as an like actual understanding that is what we're seeking. This is not the same. Pardon my rudeness. It's just, you know, there's a lot going on here. These are all like, at this point, I've probably got 150 hours of underground science at least. I mean, to even catch up on my research, first to even talk to someone and reach out, hey, could you check out my research? I mean, this is just this playlist that I deemed evolution of a theory worthy, which is mostly everything, but then that doesn't in any way incorporate this playlist, which is another 100+ hours of like, hey dudes, yeah, there's a reason I'm talking about this, and it's because it's bullshit. And then that doesn't include my book and my podcast that I haven't even published on in a while. I just don't care, I guess, in some ways. It's hard to... I guess I could just pick up... I just pretty much need to do it. It's one of those things. I just need to pick up the recorder, be like, yeah, I've been making these fucking underground science videos. Go roll some smokables, walk around pacing in circles in the back. Oh, what that? You know, it's... But yeah, book. I just have so much content, and it's like so different that it's for someone to give it like 20 minutes, an hour, to give it some like short amount of time. All you're gonna be exposed to is like, Hawaii was a sphere. What in the fuck is up with this dude? And Mercury supernova? What the Next. And that's it. You missed it. Alright, with that in mind, peace.